65 in Cedar Falls. And there's Greg. I think these are the Sunshine Girls. Is this one Debbie? I'm not sure. And this must be Bradley and his friend. And here we have Mom 33 years ago. She hasn't changed a bit, has she? And here's Mom again in 1965. She looks a little bit happier this time. And here's Kathy ready for the prom. Is that Susie? Well, there's our two glamour girls. And here's Susie's prom date. Is that Cindy? Nope, that was Debbie. And guess whose that is? That must be Brad. He's the one on the right. That's Kathy and Cindy on, I think that was taken down in Elk Creek. And there's the two grandmas. Didn't even know we had that picture. And that's your Uncle Bill and Aunt Donna. These are still 1965. And this is when myself and Mike went up to Canada fishing. I guess it's the time the whole family went fishing. There's Mother. Remember our kitchen? There's the old campmaster himself. There's your Aunt Corky, about 33 years younger than she is now. And another one of Grandma Clore. This is where I bought your mother the latest style in eyeglasses. They're still in style, I guess. Ha! My, how the groceries disappeared there. This one says it's Christmas 1967. Looks like Greg got something he liked for Christmas. There's the four youngest one all together, Christmas 1966, I believe. There, we finally got Mike in one of them. These are all taken in 1970. There's your brother Mike. There's your brother Mike. There's your brother Mike Happy. That's Kathy and Sue when we lived in River Ridge, and Kathy drove home for the summer. And there's Cindy and her friend. And who is that? And that's your Uncle Ben and family. Again, we're in 1970. There's Ma and Pa before they got old. Well, looks like she's a little teed off at something. Everything's okay now. Remember when we all went up to Canada camping? The old dock doesn't look like it's going to last much longer. I guess we got there just in time. Do you guys have any foggy idea how to set up a tent? Well, there were some fish in that lake after all. There's Captain Greg and driving the boat. Looks really cool. I think Cindy's got a fish. There's old Dad. He doesn't look like he caught one. That's what downtown Cutbank looked like in the fall of 1970. Hey, these pictures starting now are 1971. And this is still 1971. Of course, we were, I guess we were, where were we? Should have been here. Cutbank. Your mama still liked to take her nap. Cindy's looks like she's doing some heavy thinking. And there's Mother with her usual happy face and stylish glasses. This is Mike's wedding, and there's Kathy in attendance, and Mike and Jane. Mighty big flower, Mike. And here y'all are at Lake Tahoe and at Corky's, and there's Ed driving the boat. There's Brad taking the pledge to help old ladies across the street. Brad says that was pretty tiring helping old ladies across the street. And there's Debbie. She's showing off all her ribbons and medals and plaques that she has won. There's Cindy in her relaxed mood. That's Brad's birthday party. He didn't want to invite anybody but girls. That's Bruce Moon, the fellow I bought the store from. That's the way the store looked when I first bought it. And there's Mom. This is in the house on River Ridge and Cedar Falls. There's Sue and River Ridge. And that's Kathy and Brad. Brad couldn't keep his eyes open for a picture even then. That's the Marlboro woman. See what brand she's smoking. There's Brad and Debbie, I think. Is that your mommy? And this is the first time we met Tony. Greg combed his hair and got all dressed up for just for the occasion. There's Kathy with her inflatable zebra striped chair. There's Greg's first motorcycle. There's Phoebe. I think that's the day I gave her 2 diamond rings. And Tony's still hanging around, it looks like. And there's the whole gang. There's Mike, he couldn't find his razor blade. And there's our boat. They're so look so happy because they're going to get to clean those fish.
Just the time being, if you would stand behind the...
This is 1972 when Mike and Jane came out to visit. And there's Jane all by herself. And there's Mom and Dad. It's our 25th anniversary. Guess how long ago that was? And there's some of our friends at the anniversary party whooping it up. There's Uncle Ben over there at the second from the left. And there's Mike with his two oldest sisters. There's Susie. And there's the three of them with Jane. That was on First Avenue. I can't remember the house number. And this is one of those rare pictures where we got all 7 of you together at one time. Here we've got everybody, even I'm in the picture. And this is the beginning of our new house. Doesn't look like much, does it? Look at all that lumber. Well, it's kind of starting to take shape a little bit now. And there's 2 of our highly skilled workers. And there's the boys rearranging the backyard a little bit. And now it's finally starting to look like a house. This is Phoebe doing her magic balancing act. These are the stars of the cross-country race team. There's Mother Christmas 73. There's Kathy home for Christmas. There's Brad all dressed up for the prom. And there's Brad with his date. He never went with the same girl twice. And there's, what, Debbie in her cheerleading outfit. And there's Cindy in her high school graduation gown. There's little baby Dean Swanson. And there's Uncle Bill and Aunt Donna. They came out to visit us once, believe it or not. There's Mike. He says they do have fish in those lakes. Got little Adam standing there beside him. And here's a motley crew at somebody's, looks like, second birthday. And there's Jane and little Adam. And that's my old blue T-Bird. And there's little Brian. And there's Greg and Brian. A big yellow truck. There's Cindy and Dave and little Dean. And there's Susie and that's little David, I guess. And this is Debbie's graduation. And there's my famous act where I sleep standing up. And the one and only Ralph. This is Brad and his friends and their dates for a prom. See, standing on the left of Brad is Steve Manley and Jeff Seabrick on the other side. I don't remember who the other ones are. There's Ralph, another one of his up yours poses. There's Debbie with a big happy smile. And there's Mom again with her usual big smile. Had to buy her some new glasses. He's back again. And that's Brad in his high school graduation. That's Greg's neighborhood in Sidney, Montana. This is your mother when she's about 17 or 18. This is what married life is all about. And here's your father preparing to save the world. It was really tough fighting the war. There I am with my first car. I built that when I was 13 years old and lived in Old Wine, Iowa. I think this picture was taken the day I was promoted to Admiral. This is your great grandmother and grandfather Marvin, Clore, and Ella. They lived in Indiana. And this is Alice's graduating class from nurses training in 1948. This is our wedding picture, April 4th, 1948. And this is our other wedding picture. They were running a special. You get 2 pictures of a cake for $9.98. And this is when I first entered politics as a candidate for mayor of Lincoln, Nebraska. And this little doll is Kathy when she was a baby. And here we are about 1950. That's when I was on my slim fast diet. It really worked, didn't it? And here we are in Mexico. That's our first trip. We're down at the floating gardens that are south of Mexico City. And we're on a boat. And this one is Susie when she was little. And this is Kathy and Susie taken in when we lived in Marshalltown, Iowa. And there they are again, still in Marshalltown, Iowa. Here's Susie, Kathy, and Mike left to right, taken in Muscatine, Iowa. Then we were transferred from Muscatine to Davenport, and we were really unable to find any house to rent. So we ran this ad in the newspaper, and it got us a house. And before I became a store manager with Grants, we'd go out to help set up new stores, and this is some of the fellows that we worked with. This is June 1954 when Grandma Erickson married Johnny. I think that's about the only picture we have of Johnny. Here I am in the headquarters of W.T. Grant Company in New York City for an assistant managers conference. And there again is Kathy and Sue. We're sorry the other guys aren't in the picture, but you weren't born yet. 1955, Kathy, Sue, and Mike, and little baby Greg. Are you ready for a quiz? This picture was taken in 1955. Guess whose third birthday it is? Who do you think this spooky trio is? And this is our house in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. This is the sandbox. That's before we had an inside potty. And there's Grandma Erickson and Grandpa Johnny. And this picture's from the newspaper where Alice was initiated as a member of the Junior Women's Club. La-di-da. And this is when I managed my first store for Grants in Tarentum, Pennsylvania. And this is my first convention that we went to from Tarentum. We went to the fabulous Greenbrier in West Virginia for the meeting. In Tarentum, all the merchants gave a bonus bucks, one with each dollar you spent, and then we had an auction every once in a while. This is at the auction, and a couple of the people who use their bonus buck to buy prizes. 1956 in Latrobe, I believe, they all have matching outfits. Got them wholesale. There's Mom with Kathy and Sue getting ready to go to church. There's Mom all dressed up with the ladies. Here I am with some of the merchants in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. I guess we're planning a big sales promotion. There's Gregory when he was 2 years old. He was cuter then. (1958) Kathy, Sue, Mike, and Greg. This is Cindy as a baby. We were considering whether to keep her or send her back at the time. And these are all my employees at my store in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, having a Christmas party. And that's what I looked like 30 years ago in 1968. Here you all are at Christmas in Okemos, Michigan, waiting for Santa Claus to come. In 1966, we went to a Grants Award meeting in Miami, and then we flew to Jamaica, and then on to Haiti. And this is the hotel bill from Haiti, $17 a night. That's Susie in 1963, Pete Junior High School. And Kathy in 1963.